So, back by popular request, we have round 3 of Remy Reacts to trolls, morons, clowns, whatever you want to call these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little reserved on the first one, and I was like, I don't know how dark I want to go with it. I went a little, fast and loose with the second one, and I was like, we'll see how that goes over. But you know what? These guys, they deserve the worst that the world can offer.
Yeah, I
really
think you should be allowed to be this mean.
Well, I mean, if you want to do it, my big problem is these people will write these terrible things, and then they'll complain when they get blowback, or they'll say, "Oh, you're so sensitive, you should be able to take it," but they don't want to hear it back.
Right.
And it's like, oh, no, motherfucker. Who's sensitive now? You're the one complaining. If you're going to get in the arena with me, you better be ready for everything. I'm a fucking, come for the throat.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. If you're going to spend your time coming after random people online, it's like that internet sweetheart guy is doing now.
Mm-hmm.
He's made his bread with it. I'm not looking to go that dark with it, but, that should be on the table. If you're going to get in there and try and cause shit and fuck someone up and talk shit and try and hurt someone's feelings or whatever the fuck, then anything and everything is on the table for you.
Right.
Right? I don't know if you've seen his videos.
Well, some of these people will even try and ruin people's lives.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I think that if you're going to do this, anything and everything is available to you.
Right.
I don't think the answer is to, stop people from being able to do this. I think the answer is to give it back to them far worse, beat them into submission. That is my thing with it.
Your answer.
I think that everyone should respond to hate this way.
Yeah.
And it should become oh, I'm not sure I want to write that because it's probably going to blow up on me.
Remy's going to get me.
Well, not just me. I think other creators should do this too. It should be a kind of all over social media. It's the answer to trolling is to troll them back harder, and because it's usually very dumb people that write these things, you can probably attack them in a more kind of poignant way that will do a little more damage too. So it's
shame them.
it becomes more well, maybe I shouldn't, because the reality is if you were to do this in person, the idea is that you might get knocked out, right? There's always the option of physical violence if you assault someone with your words in person. That keeps a lot of society running, believe it or not.
Yes.
The fear of consequence is not present online. So let's start with Robert Bobby Sanchez here.
He says, "You're whacked, dude. If you don't commit suicide, I want to see you at 70. Wow.
First off, this guy will probably be long dead by the time I'm 70.
Yeah, he looks pretty old.
Well, he might not even be. He could be my age. You know what I mean? The people who write these kinds of comments, they're always in terrible health.
I always forget that we also look quite young for our age.
This guy is in horrible health. Right?
Yeah.
He's not taking care of himself at all.
Nope.
But look at the fucking smile. He looks this is a fucking child diddler
Shit-eating
smile.
grin.
It is. It's this guy is up to no good somewhere in life.
Well, I mean, he's up to no good with his mean comments.
Well, there's far worse in his trunk than that, I think.
Telling someone he's not telling you to, but
look at the beady black eyes.
I think that you should get in trouble for telling someone to commit suicide.
You can't even say the word.
Yeah.
This video might be unmonetized because we have this in here.
Yeah.
All of social media, it's unalived is the thing now. You have to say unalived. The word is not, it's not kosher. But these guys, they somehow fly by the radar.
Mean people. I don't know why mean people get to fly by the radar, but the people
social
who
media
are
algorithms,
talking about it get in trouble.
They seem to give trolls a pass for some reason.
Insane.
And they're extra hard on anyone who's actually contributing anything of value. But these parasites and cockroaches get to say whatever they want to whoever they want. And it's just anything. But I mean, for me, it's this guy doesn't have anything better to do with his time.
No.
It's not going to be a better day for him.
Definitely not.
If this is how he gets his kicks, it's both sad and also kind of pathetic. And it's dude, you got to do better than this. He's only got a few years left. He's probably only in his early 50s.
Do better.
He's only got a few years left to go by the looks of him, and this is not how you want to spend those remaining years of your life.
Yes, do better.
Don't worry about what I'm going to be doing at 70. You're not going to make it to 70
Yeah.
by the looks of you.
This guy.
One word, bullet. So I think
This is another one of those things. I don't think you should be allowed to say this to people.
I mean,
This is like a death threat. If you utter death threats in real life,
yeah, like I said, you would
can get arrested.
You not just that, but someone would probably knock you out.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't just go around wishing death on people.
No.
However it comes.
It's okay to like question someone's actions, like be like, "Yo, Rem, like I don't understand what you're doing."
I mean, I don't understand
That's
why
kind.
you're this close with a crab.
Yeah, what's up with this?
Right? So like there's all kinds of problems here, but like I'm
Kinda
not
greasy.
going, dude, like it's not natural to be holding a crab like this. So you should die?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is this the insinuation is that you have tattoos and piercings, you should die,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is the level we're working from right now.
Or also like you look different than me, so you deserve death. I just think this is like, you know.
Yeah, but
really
you have to get
horrible
into
behavior.
the thinking of a kind of troglodyte, sort of like subhuman basement kind of like sewer dwelling kind of person. Like he's not capable of thinking that way about it.
Yes.
He just thinks that guy has piercings, tattoos. That means he should die.
Yeah, that guy looks different.
Like that's what's running in his head.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing more complex about it. You can't make a bigger issue of it. It's like I don't like how he looks. He should die.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know. It's not more complicated.
Dude, I don't like how you look, and I don't think you should die.
Well,
I hope that crab bites you
I mean,
in the nose.
in every conceivable way, he looks worse than me.
Yeah.
So, and it's not an argument either. I mean, the crab is fairly handsome.
Yeah.
That's about all I can say. This guy looks unwell himself, right? So we notice a theme here, right? So what is it? The last three guys are all like, they're probably younger than they look.
Sort of overweight,
Sort of overweight.
kind of balding.
They all look like they drink pretty heavy.
Yeah, sort of got that like mottled skin look, like
Yeah.
you know, unhealthy. Like what?
This comes from-
What are you eating here, sir? Like,
This comes from a lifetime of poor decisions.
do you exercise?
He's in terrible health, and he's telling me I'm not well.
Yeah.
It's always the people who are in the worst physical condition that have the most to say about other people's health. It's so weird to me.
I also think that like trolls, I think they have mental health issues.
They do.
Yeah.
It's been proven. They've
Yeah.
done like it's on the narcissist spectrum, and there's even worse than that involved in
So
it.
if you find yourself wanting to make these comments, you're the one who's not well.
Again, we have another older dude. Looks like he drinks pretty heavy.
Dude ruined his life.
Yeah, I can't understand what, like, in what way. Like, even if you looked at someone with as much work as I have on me, you have to
Yeah.
understand that that's a success story. There's no
Right.
way to look like me.
You had enough money to buy all those tattoos. You have a really good job, multiple jobs.
Yeah.
You have an empire. You have a kid. You have a wife. You have a car. You have a house.
I've owned my house for close to 15 years. Like, it's just one of those, I can guarantee you I'm doing better than you are, but
Yeah.
I will say it's amazing he was able to coerce a woman to get this close to him, though.
Yeah, she's not a bad-looking lady either. so.
Even if she was, it's just like, I can't. This is more credit than I can give most of them, because most of these guys, and this might be a really old picture. Usually
Yeah.
these guys have like as bad as these profile pictures are, they're usually like 15 years old too, because they haven't had a
Well,
photo
it's when
taken.
they looked good.
Well, good is a relative
but in
term,
their
right?
mind,
This is the
right?
best he's ever looked, and it's probably the closest he's ever been to a human female, and it may be the closest he ever is again as well. So I could see why he'd want to commemorate that experience of a woman touching him, because it's unlikely to happen often. So, well, look at this. We got something a little different. We got a younger guy, and it's almost always men too, right?
Right? Repent to God and give your life to Jesus.
Well, even worse than there's always Jesus people in here. Why is there always Jesus people?
Because for some
I could
reason,
make-
if you're tattooed, you have to be like some sort of like evil, blasphemous human being. Like,
I
you
could
can't
make
be-
15 of these in a row, and there
Yeah.
would always be a Jesus person in
I
here.
know, those
Like,
Jesus people.
Every time, there's some of the most hateful pieces of shit on the face of
I
the
know,
planet.
and you know what, Jesus? I read the Bible. I was Catholic.
Dude,
man.
Jesus would have been my homie.
Yeah, Jesus would have loved
Like
you.
we would have been buds.
Rem and Jesus would have been
But
besties.
his followers are the worst motherfuckers
I
on the face
know.
of the planet.
I know.
And it's
just-
not close.
And this is why I have a problem with organized religion and people of religion, because it needs to, love everybody is not a universal message anymore. And
Here's the funny thing.
These people should be getting in shit.
Most, and I'm not even going to say anything about what Satanism is right now, but most Satanists are like fairly normal looking people,
Fuck yeah.
right? They're like, they look like this dude a lot of the time.
Yep.
And like,
And
so
they're nicer.
there's nothing even remotely satanic about body mods.
No.
There's literally nothing.
No.
So it's the context is not there, and it's just so funny to me. Like it's like the people who are into that stuff wouldn't look like me necessarily. Like they might, but like there's no connection.
No, there's
And
no,
I'm not
there's
religious in any way.
There's no connection.
And I'm not even I don't even call myself an atheist.
Yeah, you don't even.
I don't take any hard lines. If anything, I'm an
Yeah.
absurdist.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all beliefs are kind of silly.
Yeah.
Personally, but it is what it is.
All right. And then now we've got this lady.
Our first woman, who also looks like she's at the end of the road.
And with a name
probably
like
drinks,
Tallywhacky. Wow.
probably drinks pretty heavy once
Do
again.
you know what a tallywhacker is?
No, I don't
I
actually.
feel like it's slang for, male genitalia.
I think so, but
Yeah. But anyways, Tallywhacky here. My personal view is that one day you may regret having so many tattoos and other body modifications. Now, you may not think so now, but remember what I say and remember me.
Well, she's just hoping someone remembers her.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I hear here. I don't hear anything
And
else.
why should he remember you and what you say?
No one's
like, how
going
does
to
this have any? Is he supposed to come to you and be like, "Oh my
No,
God,
no,
lady,
I
we're
think-
right"?
I think what's funny is like these people think that they have a unique viewpoint and
Right.
that they would be the only person that would have this thought. And you never find Tallywhacky on her own. You always find her in a cluster of half-wits and incels and weird creatures and, like I said, the bug under the rock thing.
Yeah.
That she's never going to be on her own on any position in life. Like,
Right.
this is not a person that is able to or capable of thinking for herself.
Right.
This is a prepackaged thought that she's had given to her by
She's
someone.
acting like she gave you some beautiful view of advice or something. Like, she's just being
something-
a narcissist and judging.
Something that I always do in life is whoever is giving me advice, I take a good look at them and I think, does this person have any idea what they're talking about? Do they look happy? Do they look qualified to give advice? And neither of the three.
I just
right?
don't think you should be giving advice.
Well, it's like the idea of the biggest, most unambitious person in the room giving someone advice on how to lose weight.
yeah.
Right? It's one of those, I think we're done here. I don't think you have anything valid to share on the topic, and you haven't been able to do it yourself, so you should probably stop telling other people how to do it. Mm-hmm. You're probably full of regrets yourself. You don't look happy in your profile picture, and this is probably the happiest she's ever looked, because people try and put on a little goddamn charm for their picture at least. So I can only imagine what she's looking like on a daily basis. It can't be good. That's all I would say. And then we have a personal favorite,
I got a
Raccoon.
raccoon.
Raccoon Sue didn't have a very interesting message.
But she says freak.
when I
You
seen
got a raccoon, lady.
when I seen the picture, I had to take it. I was like, this is too much. It's just like she looks like the Grinch. Like she literally
does.
looks like the Grinch. The raccoon is trying to get the fuck out of
I
there
like the
because
raccoon.
she's probably gonna eat it.
Poor raccoon.
Like she's probably fattening it up for the feast. Right? That's the plan.
If
Raccoon
you own
Sue.
a raccoon, you can't be calling Rem a freak because you're the weirdo. You got a
Oh
raccoon.
no, there's a nice guy in Nova Scotia that does YouTube.
I love him.
The Raccoon Whisperer dude. What the hell is his name?
He's wonderful.
Yeah, no, he's great. That guy's
Shout
great.
out to Raccoon
Right.
Whisperer.
Yeah, that guy's great. I don't know
Feeding
if
them
that's his
hot
name. But
dogs and
yeah, I'm not hating on people that love raccoons. I don't think she loves raccoons. I'm thinking she's gonna eat that poor thing.
oh my goodness.
Right? She's probably just like deeply interested in eating that thing. It's like the look on her face is like soon. You know what I mean? Like that poor thing is going in her mouth soon. Like she might not even cook it first.
Poor thing.
But like, holy fuck, the idea of this woman who looks like the Grinch telling anyone else that they're a freak is preposterous. Like, again, most of these people are very, very old and just about at the end. And this is how they're spending their life. It's very sad.
It is sad.
It's fucking pathetic, but it's also very sad.
Ooh, there's more. This one says, with this tempo, just chop your head off. Okay.
I don't know,
Why are we
which
so
one
mean?
of these dudes this is coming from, but it's always like we notice a trend here that it's never people who look very, very like different or like interesting that have mean things to say.
Yeah, why
it's
are we
always
judging?
it's always very normal looking people with the
Yeah.
worst things
And
to
they're
say.
so judgmental.
Well, I'll tell you what, you won't find on Denzis Jazik's profile, you won't find a bunch of modified people hating on him and telling him he's a
Oh my
freak
God,
for-
you normie.
Yeah, exactly. You never see it the
You
other
look
way.
so weird. You look so normal. I don't even know how to insult someone.
You literally, but no, I do. Oh, I do.
I don't.
I have
I'm
no
like,
problem doing that. That's fine. I will say that if these guys were to be beheaded themselves, no one would notice
Oh
or
my
give a
God,
shit.
bro, where are your tattoos?
Yeah, it never happens the other way around. Like no one that looks different is ever writing these kinds of messages.
What are you, a wimp? You can't stomach the pain?
Yeah, definitely both of them are wimps and couldn't do this if their life depended on it. Those are the kinds of guys who come in here and they ask for numbing cream for their first tattoo and they still can't make
Oh,
it.
I feel so sad for those guys. And then I feel bad because we got our kiddos in this one.
Yeah, just like
Looks
the last one.
terrible.
We have a piece of shit father who's going to raise a couple of little monsters who are going to be as dumb and pathetic as he is.
How about, like, if you think it looks terrible, just scroll on. Why do you
No,
have to voice
that's
your
not an
opinion?
option. These guys don't
Scroll
have.
on.
You're giving these guys too much credit.
I
like you
know.
keep giving you're acting as if they're making a choice. Like this is like
They are making a choice.
No, this is what happens when you have a battery operated brain, right? It's like you only have so much access and so much bandwidth and you just kind of react on impulse. Like this is like I bumped into the wall. I couldn't see it in front of me. You know what I mean? Like it's compulsory behavior.
I don't even comment on things I like.
No, I don't either, really.
I don't comment on anything. I cannot fathom commenting on social media. I need to do more because, like, obviously, but
No, I think you'll see less and less of it. And mostly what happens is about 90% negative and 10% positive, and that's all of social media.
Crazy.
You will rarely hear anything good on social media. It's the same idea as like review scores. Like you never leave a review of a good experience. You're more likely to leave a review of a bad experience, especially when you're very stupid like this guy.
Well.
Like the only way that you're ever going to mention anything is if it's bad. And I pity his children. Like there should be like some kind of an IQ score you have to have before you're allowed to raise children because people are getting dumber every day. Like
I
we
agree
are
with that.
in the idiocracy right now. We are already there, and whatever's on the other side of this is even worse.
or like some sort of license or like test or
But
something.
like the idea that he chose to do this comment is off the table. He reacts like this to whatever's in his environment that moment, and he can't stop himself. It's as automated as breathing for him, right? So the idea that he had any active choice or involvement in the matter is off the table.
Right.
This is just anything that's in his vicinity, he will react to, and he has no choice in the matter. It's very sad. I see that NPC-like behavior all over the internet, and people go, oh, well, it's probably a bot.
Right.
But they just want to think that because it makes it easier for them to think, oh, well, humans aren't that stupid. They can't be that stupid. Oh, no, they are far worse than you think they are. And when you're actively engaging with social media, you see it every day, and it does have an effect on your outlook on humanity. It's never a positive one.